Hey guys, it's Krista here with Outgrowing, and I wanted to hop on here. This isn't a video about seeds or anything like that. I've had a pretty rough weekend this weekend out at the ranch. We Gumball went down on Friday and didn't get back up. And if you guys haven't watched my videos yet, Gumball was our dairy cow that we just actually got in the springtime. Now we got her from a dairy barn. She was 5 years old. We got her for a specific reason. We got her because we had twins, pardon me, twins born like the first day of calving season. We had four sets of twins born and we needed help. And after we had lost Pepper, a calf that we bottle fed, Mark was like, I'm not bottle feeding calves anymore. So we decided to go the route of a dairy cow, which she was the most phenomenal cow ever. She had the greatest personality. She's such a dream. She's a purebred Holstein, came from a dairy barn, papered and all. Anyways, um, she went down on Friday, and I'm going to be totally transparent here. Like, definitely we knew we needed to bulk her up over the winter, so much so that we didn't even breed her again because we knew we needed to work on her nutrition. Um, but anyways, I think it was just maybe a little too little, a little too late kind of thing. And so anyways, she went down and she presented like she had something going on with her foot. That's what Mark said. She came out of the corral kind of like not wanting to bear weight on one of her feet. And then when she went down, like when she went and laid down, then she just didn't get back up. And so that happened on Friday. And so yeah, we tried to remedy everything on Saturday. We got a hold of the vet because we just weren't really too sure, like what the heck, yeah, kind of thing. So we got a hold of that on Saturday, and we were able to go pick up some supplies from her. And then unfortunately, she just didn't get back up, didn't have the strength. She just didn't have it in her. We tried a couple times with the tractor to get her up, and she still just didn't want to put down her front legs. So we couldn't see any visible signs of any injury or anything like that. We tried, I looked at her hooves, I looked at her one of her feet. She didn't want to seem to straighten it out at all. Like it kind of stayed like that. But then when I would bend it, she like wasn't, mooing at me or anything like that. So I don't know. Anyways, and then the unfortunate thing of it all is that we ended up in like a big snowstorm for the whole entire day. And so it just, us being able to go get more supplies and then just being able to have a vet come actually to see her just wasn't really a practical thing because it was not safe to do so. So, anyways, that's all part of ranching, and that's just kind of how things go. But this morning we made the decision that Mark would put her down because she wasn't getting up, and she'd already been down since Friday, and that's just too many days. Like the longer you wait until they get up, the harder it is. And then if she were to get up, it would be like a rehab program all winter long. And the unfortunate thing is that the chances of her even getting up were so minimal, because this morning when we went out to check her, she was starting to have like her breathing was a little bit different, like where she was like she'd breathe and then whew, breathe, whew, like it just wasn't as natural anymore. And so I suspect that was kind of the beginning of the end for her. And trust me, we've seen other cows go down and this happened before. Just kind of seemed so weird because last weekend when I saw Gumball, like though she was a little bit skinny and we knew that she needed to pack on the pounds, she was still full of like gumption, and she was just full of it. She came out to see me right away and she's licking me and kissing me, and there was no signs of that at all. So we are unfortunately we don't know exactly what happened with her. But that is part of what goes down sometimes at the ranch. And I want to be transparent with you guys. I know Mark, he's like, you just post everything all over social media, and that's just part of creating content. You have to create the good, the bad, and the ugly because that's real life. And so that's why I want to get on here and just kind of show you guys or tell you guys about what was going on there because um yeah, it's part of what happens at a ranch. We're Mark is a beef cattle rancher. We're not dairy farmers at all. We got Gumball for a specific reason, as I said. So yeah, we aren't necessarily super skilled in raising a dairy cow yet. I hope like heck we end up getting another dairy cow in the springtime. I think that would be amazing. Obviously, we've learned so much. I shared some videos on TikTok about it, and the outpouring of support was truly amazing. And the feedback people gave us was just like, wow, we should have been on here a long time ago, like saying stuff about whatever is going on with our cattle. Just so many people have such an array of experiences. I mean, just the same as our vet, like a vet, kind of thing. But it's like, it's pretty amazing what people will help information they'll give you, and I take it all, because you know what, like even if you've been doing something for a really long time, you still can learn. Like in as I do hair for a living and I own a hair salon, and I'm still always on YouTube watching videos and taking classes when they're convenient to take. And just stuff like that. Like, I think it's so important to be always continually growing and learning. So I appreciate everybody's feedback. Honestly, it was just like absolutely amazing. But yeah, so that was the reality of things. And oh, you guys, my heart is broken. I love that cow. She is just she was a beautiful freaking cow. She at first I thought she was a bit quirky and I wasn't sure about her, but we created this bond, her and I, and yeah, she was always looking for me, so definitely hurts my heart for sure. But I am super real about things that happen at the ranch, and we're not really even set up really for having a dairy cow. Like if we get a new one, I said to Mark, like we gotta reevaluate. We gotta open up. We gotta get her into the barn. And the craziest thing of it all, you guys, is that actually a part of the ranch. It's not where the home quarter is. It's down the road, and we just use it as pasture land. But a part of the ranch used to be a dairy barn back in the day. So it's somewhere we don't really use at all. But pardon me. Unfortunately, we need to get the water. We got to get the well dealt with again, and then people have gone in there and taken out all the electrical wires. Like we don't. It's just a couple miles down the road, and we're not there all the time. Our like the pole barns there with the combine and all that stuff in it, and they didn't mess with that, but they went and taken out all of the electrical wires out of the dairy barn. But maybe next year we'll get that going. And then maybe we can get two dairy cows and we can keep them at the dairy barn and then just keep them up there. And then if we need them, like we'll have them for milk. And then, but yeah, we kind of have to get it functioning again. But if not that, we'll clean out the barn. It's like an old barn. It doesn't have heat in it, but neither does the dairy barn. But it's a sheltered space. Well, we can clean out part of that and then have a stall in there for her and then open it up into the corral so she can go get water or whatever. That's kind of my idea. So we have some plans for, or I do. Mark's gonna be like, you're nuts, but I do. I'm like, I love that. Dairy cows are amazing. And so, anyways, hard times this weekend at the ranch for sure. I spent a lot of time out there with her, and I was giving her meds and stuff like that, and just hanging out with her and giving her water and oats and all that stuff, and trying our hardest, but sometimes it's just a little bit too little too late, unfortunately. So I just wanted to come on here and have a little real life chat with you guys about something that was going on this weekend. And I didn't really have any time to think about creating any content, as far as I know I want to get on my top 5 and worst 5 veggies or food garden vegetables and fruits from the this past year, but I haven't had a chance to make that video yet. So I'm gonna get to that this week because I know everybody's getting geared up and buying seeds. In fact, I one of the places I order from, William Dam, their entire website is like kind of closed down, like not closed down. You can go on there, but it says everything's out of stock, and they're just getting it ready for the 2025 seed launch. So I do want to get those out for you guys right away, so you guys can hear about my trials and tribulations and some of my great successes that I had. I had some really awesome ones, but I wanted to come on and share this little tidbit with you guys because that's what's happening in my world. Um, yeah, and that's gonna do it for me, you guys. I will check in with you guys next week. I'll have that video up about my. I'm thinking I'm gonna start with the best of the best because that's more exciting. And then I'll talk about, and then the next video after that will be the worst of the worst. But yeah, so that'll be coming ASAP. If you guys have any questions or comments or anything like that, please drop them in the comment section. Yeah, we'll chat with you guys here in about a week or so when I get that other video up and done for you guys. And take her easy. And yeah, ranch life can be a lot of really enjoyable. It can be really enjoyable. There's some hard moments in it, and I know that this is part of it. It just takes me a couple days, and I think coming home from the ranch will help me with that because I just can separate myself a bit from it and wrap my head around it. But I know I told Mark, I said I'm good with this. Today I'm like, okay, I'm ready. So it can be hard, but it for the most part it is a very enjoyable life, and it's good for the soul. So thanks for watching, you guys, and we'll talk to you soon.